Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin, and I've got a great episode in store for you today. Are you on a journey to get more healthy and to get more fit? Then you got to tune into this episode. I'm going to share something with you that I believe can really transform your journey. Make sure you tune in. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Justin Ford Podcast, where I'll be releasing life-changing principles and valuable information focused on all things faith, finance, family, fitness, real estate, and so much more. Let's go! What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Justin Ford Podcast. Super excited to be with you here again today. I hope you've been doing great since the last episode. If you're loving the show, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. And if you're really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. If you haven't followed me yet on social media, you can at The Official Justin Ford. Again, at The Official Justin Ford. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, X, and also here on YouTube. I got a great episode in store for you today, but before we get into that, I do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at NextDoor Lending. NextDoor Lending is a team of professionals that believe everyone should be treated as if they live next door. The founders and team members have more than 150 years of combined loan experience, helping clients all over the country choose the best loan program to help you accomplish your goals. NextDoor Lending is currently licensed in 26 states and has a team of over 100 loan officers specializing in helping you get the best rate and terms. And so whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call my friends over at NextDoor Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. For those of you guys that have been listening to the show for a while, you've kind of seen a theme or a pattern that we talk about a lot of different things here on the show. One of them is health and wellness, right? Fitness. We've had quite a few guests on the show that have talked about that. And the reason why is because I really believe that when you look at the total big picture of where someone is and where they're wanting to go, there's some key areas that are so important of making sure are in order, right? We talk about our faith, we talk about finances, we talk about family, which is relationships, whether you're married or you have kids or you're in relationships with just people, fitness and health and wellness, and then obviously real estate, because I know a lot of people listen to this show are in real estate. And so I've always felt like there's this well-rounded, wholeness of what it takes for someone to really experience abundance in their life, but also success in their life. Because I don't believe that success is how much money you have in the bank or how many accomplishes that you have. Success is living the life that you ultimately desire to live, and one of those big key factors is health. And I know a lot of times when you're younger, we're not thinking of health so much, let's say, as a priority as someone who might be as a little bit older and experiencing, health issues or challenges. Not that, people aren't young and aren't concerned about their health, because I know there's a lot of people who really put in a lot of work with their health and their fitness when they're young. But for me personally, I've always tried to be healthy, but I've never really had a full plan figured out on how to be healthy. And, there might be some people that are listening right now, struggling with, let's say, trying to lose weight, or you have diabetes, or you have some food allergies, or you maybe have some illnesses. And I've had several people on the show where we've talked about, some things that we can do and help us with in order to be more healthy, to feel better, to lose weight, to have, good health overall. And so I've been on a journey for years of really trying to discover, what works best for me and how can I be healthy, because, being an entrepreneur, being a successful, real estate agent, operating at a high level, it's so important to have certain components and metrics and things in your health that are good. And I've learned a lot over the years, and I just really feel like God's moving me in a direction to really not only be healthy, create this pattern and this habit of health in my life, but eventually to be able to help people in this place. And one of the things that I thought about years and years ago was, you hear all of these things, right? Like back in the day, there was like this Atkins diet, and then the keto, and then vegan and plant based, and then, like all these different things, right? You meet with a fitness person or a trainer at the gym, they're gonna be like, you should eat 500 grams of protein, and you should drink 300 ounces of water, and you try to do that, and it just doesn't work for you. You could do the exact same thing that works for somebody else, but it doesn't work for you. And the reason why that is because all of our bodies, our DNA, our molecules, everything within our bodies are different than other people. So what works for one person might not work for another person. And so I've been on this journey to really figure out what works for Justin, right? I've taken different tests. I've taken, I found out some things about, my liver being a fatty liver, having a leaky gut, having food sensitivities to certain foods, developing some issues along the way, having this thing called SIBO, where if you eat high FODMAP foods, you get really gassy and bloated. And it all started probably about 5 years ago when I started to notice that some things were different. I've always carried belly fat, and no matter what I've done or what I've tried to do, it's been very, very difficult to overcome those things. And so recently I was introduced to a test, and some of you guys have maybe heard of Grant Cardone and Gary Brecka. If you're in that space, Grant Cardone and Gary Brecka got together and started what they call 10X Health a handful of years ago. I had the opportunity to hear Gary Brecka speak at one of our EXP conferences about this test, I think it's called methylation test, where they test your molecules in your DNA and they try to figure out, what you're missing, what your body needs, what you should be eating, shouldn't be eating, what you're lacking, what you need more of, all of these things. And it's been a handful of years since I heard him speak about it, but recently I've really been drawn to one of their tests. So they've got this precision test where you take this test and they give you a 400-page report, and it tells you everything about your body, your DNA, your molecules, just all of this incredible stuff. And so I recently took this test, and I've got it in this big, huge binder, and it's 400 pages of stuff, and it just absolutely blew me away. It confirmed so many things about what I was already dealing with. It tells me, what foods that I should be eating if I want to lose weight or maintain health, foods that I shouldn't be eating that create issues within my body, and then why it creates issues in my body. It talks about, whether I lose weight from exercise, lose weight from diet, and how much I can do, and then how, what the actual makeup is of that, as far as, how much working out or running or whatever I should do, and how much food or lack of food that I should be eating, how many calories, how many grams of carbs, how many, proteins, how many fat grams for me, not what somebody thinks is what it should be. And what's phenomenal is it gives an entire health analysis where it says the secrets of your health, what role our genes play in terms of nutrition for our well-being and vitality. It talks about caffeine and cholesterol and folic acid and coenzyme Q10s. It's one of those words, vitamin B, and the effects it has on your body, how your body breaks it down, how it doesn't break it down, and how much you should be taking. And just 400 pages of stuff like this. And then in order to get your body to optimal health, what you need and what you need to remove. And I was just so disappointed to hear some of the things that just create inflammation in my body and are not good. And it's all the stuff that I like, right? Like peanuts, pistachios, and cashews, and meat. All the things that I really like are just not really good for my body personally, based on how my body is made up, how my genes and my molecules and my DNA really works. And so it's an expensive test. It was $1,200, and that might cost a lot of money for some people. But when you're my age, which I'm not like super old, but I'm at 42 years old, and you're starting to notice things in your body that are off, I would rather make an investment into my health right now than 10, 15, 20 years from now, I get diagnosed with something and the cost is unbelievable. And not just the cost you pay, but your life, right? Your life's on the line because you're diagnosed with cancer or some type of crazy disease, or you have a heart attack, or you have diabetes. And these are things that are costing way more than just money. And so I'm in this place in my life right now where health is one of my top priorities. Sleep, right? Being able to track my sleep every night and make sure that I'm getting the right amount of sleep. And I remember one of my trainers talking about how important it is to get sleep, right? We're always told like this grind mode, beast mode, hustle, work 7 days a week, go all in, no rest until I die. That's a lie, okay? We need rest. We need sleep. Athletes are told that. People who act, people who are, all these people that are at a high level, performers, sleep is a non-negotiable because without it, it can really affect everything else that you do. Our bodies need rest. The other thing too is I've been walking. I was trying to do running for a while. I've done some episodes on that, but running really beat up my body, especially being, a little bit overweight. The running, just constantly forces pressure onto my spine, and my back would go out sometimes to where I couldn't even really walk for weeks. I would be in so much pain that it was just, if you've had lower back pain, it's one of the worst things that you can have. And so I just started walking instead of running. And I used to do this back in the day where I would call it like a God walk, where I'd get up in the morning, I'd go for a couple mile walk, and it would be my prayer time. It would be clear my mind time. It would just be a great start to the day or a great end of the day. And so for the last 3 months, I've literally walked like several hundred miles. Like this month alone, I'm already at 80 miles. And I literally get up every single morning, non-negotiable, and walk anywhere from 3 to 4 miles every day. Sometimes over 4, like this morning I did 4.4 miles. And it takes about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm walking at like about a 16-minute, mile. And I feel amazing. When I'm done, I got my exercise in, I got my prayer time in, all these ideas and things come to me to start the day, and I just feel phenomenal. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you today is because I want to challenge you and encourage you that health is so important. And if you're not making the investment into your health, it's going to cost you down the road. And so whether it's just walking, go for a walk every morning, set aside a half hour or an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, and go for a walk. Go for a walk because that walk is going to set the tone for the rest of your day. Make sure you're hydrated. You should be drinking at least, 60 ounces of water per day. That might sound like a lot, but you need to stay hydrated. You need to be able to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And if you're like me, where let's just say you've been trying to figure your body out, you've been trying to figure out what you need or what you don't need, I encourage you to go take this 10X precision test. You can go right to the 10X website. Like I said, it's about $1,200. There is one that's for like $500. You're not getting the 400-page report. You're not getting the full breakdown. But this has been a game changer to me, and I'm going all in on my health because, with the things that God has called me to do, the amount of years that I pray to be around for my kids, my grandkids, to make the impact that God has called me to make, I need to be healthy. And so I wanted to encourage you today, make health a priority. If you want to ever have a conversation about your health, or you ever have any questions about maybe some things that I'm doing, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I've had a couple of health coaches here on the show before. Go back and look at my previous episodes. I've brought Jill Janik on. I've brought Kathleen Friedel. And these are people who I've personally worked with and gotten, a lot of help with in my own health journey, because we need other people who have been where we're looking to go so that they can help us get there faster and not have to learn the hard way. So I really wanted to encourage you with that. And so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, if I can help you with anything. But I'm super excited. I'm taking this thing to the next level. And one thing I've always done in my life, whether it's business, whether it's ministry, marriage, is when God takes me down a path and I learn how to overcome things and be successful in things and create a testimony, I share it with other people because I know there's so many other people out there that are dealing with things in their health or they're struggling with their weight and they're just looking for the right way to do it. And I'm telling you, I'm on that journey. So I hope you're encouraged today and I hope this helps. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you know anybody else that's on that same journey or looking to get healthy, feel free to share this episode with them. Again, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out through social media at the official Justin Ford. And I'd love to connect with you. You can follow me on social media as well. And before I wrap up today's episode, I do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at NextDoor Lending. They're not just a sponsor of the show. This is the official mortgage lender for the Justin Ford real estate team, my real estate team. This is who we entrust with all of our buyers to be pre-approved, and they do an absolutely phenomenal job. They have over 1,000 five-star reviews and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. So if you're a buyer looking to get pre-approved and purchase, call my friends over at NextDoor Lending. If you are a homeowner looking to take some cash out and refinance, call my friends over at NextDoor Lending. And if you're a real estate agent looking to partner with a great mortgage lender, call my friends over at NextDoor Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. Two things I always like to leave you with. Number one, it's not how you start. What matters is how you finish. And number two, with God, all things are possible. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.